I'm thinking a lot about what games mean this week and how they are arts. So I think that's going to be the focus of this video. As always, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Check out my links below where you can see links to my Patreon and my games and everything else. Really appreciate your support and helping to grow this channel, which it is every day. A few quick updates. I ordered a computer, a desktop computer, so that I can actually have a functioning machine. So it'll be super nice when I get the computer. I can, you know, at the very basics, upload videos easier. I'll be able to stream on Twitch. I can use InDesign, which I need to design my David Lynch LARP, among many other things. And you know, those are just the basics. So, yay, super excited. I'm gonna stop shaking the table. I saw a wren in my backyard yesterday and it was amazing. I'd never seen one before, I didn't know what it was. I had to take Soul, I'm still taking Soul to the vet, my snake, my corn snake. He's still been like really lethargic. It seems like he might have an infection. He's on antibiotics again. They were gonna do an ultrasound, which might have required sedation, so I was just super worried about him because that's pretty dangerous in snakes. Like sometimes they just don't wake up. So I did that yesterday. It was really hard. He's fine. Like he didn't end up going through the ultrasound, but they did another blood test and it's got weird results. This is just an ongoing thing for months now, and it's a huge stress to me because I love my snake babies. Finished on a Haraway's Staying with the Trouble. It's an amazing book, as I spoke about last video. Yeah, I sent her an email saying how amazing it was, and she has some fiction in the back that was really inspiring that I kind of want to make a game out of. They're called the Camille stories, and I was like, can I make a game? And she emailed me back in 20 minutes like, yes, that's a great idea. So I might be doing that. Can't believe she emailed me back. I also found a few Indigenous American, Native American collaborators for a game as well, which were also inspired by the Staying with the Trouble book. So I think those might be two different games, but I'm not sure. I'm starting to talk with them and see what type of games they're making. One of them might be trans, which is really exciting. So yeah, I guess Haraway has me thinking about art and activism a lot again. You know, it's something that I haven't thought about for a little while because I think I was just pretty pessimistic about things, you know, and you know, art as activism is something I learned about as a young artist, but I never really, I don't know, I never thought it was like effective. I never thought that there was anything behind, like, especially the fine art that I looked at that necessarily like inspired people to action. I know that's wrong. I know that there is fine art that does that and does it extremely well. But I think a lot of it is just like in this fine high art world that people don't have access to, and that's a lot of the reason why I sort of like veered away from fine art concepts. Like you know, studios are not always the best. It's a lot of it is corrupt and has to do with money, blah blah blah, like everything. But I just didn't feel inspired by stuff I saw in galleries. You know, it was like a lot of dudes and same problems as any industry, I guess. So I kind of moved into craft, which is why I got into jewelry making. Wearable artwork was something that could influence you every day. Symbolically, it's something that changed your body, you know, and that really rang true with me. Like, and that's why I started liking the concepts of interactive art much better, and why I love game design so much, because it is interactive art that can influence people through play. You know, the idea of play being an effective tool for learning, for empathy, for inspiration, because that's how our brains work as humans. You know, like play is an essential part of learning for us. So a lot of the games I want to make coming up, I'm making kind of a shift, and it's because of a lot of this thinking after reading Haraway's book. that I want to make them specifically for art activism. I know that a lot of my games in the past have been like that. They have educational elements, you know, about queer culture and queer history, that teach people things, feminism concepts, you know. So it's not like they haven't already been doing that. Like, I think this is like a main part of my games in general. But I think I want to make things, you know, in our current political climate in America that are driving people to specific and direct action. So, like, you know, I made a game called Mobilize that is about queer women in World War II and how they were mechanics and how they ended up, how World War II kind of influenced queer communities. It's important knowledge and important history, but it doesn't drive people to do anything to mobilize, like the title says. Like, it doesn't point people towards organizations to support LGBTQ communities, etc., etc. And so that's kind of, I think, the direction I want my stuff to go. Like, I want people to feel like the game is driving them towards not only education and knowledge, but action and activism, like how to interact with our local communities, the local environment, local social issues, and what that looks like in America. Like, I think it's cool to make fantasy stuff, and I probably will still have like these fantasy metaphors in my games because people can sometimes absorb that a little bit better than, you know, a contemporary truth that is hard to accept. It's just another way our brains work. But I think science fiction is a good tool for that, you know, especially social science fiction that deals with real issues through the lens of a metaphor. I mean, that's what I'm doing with Sync, you know, it is definitely a social issue metaphor. That's what I did with A Cozy Den to a certain degree, although that's a little bit more of a fantasy escapist type thing. And so for the new games I'm thinking of making, you know, they deal directly with how to approach issues that we're having right now. One of the examples Donna Haraway uses in Staying with the Trouble is this collective of women scientists and knit crocheters or knitters who basically crocheted these fantastical coral reef art pieces. And they're made collectively of all these people all over the world who are trying to bring awareness to disappearing coral reefs. When you go to the exhibits, it kind of points you towards how to make change, how to do that locally, where to donate, or how to bring more awareness if you want to crochet coral reef too, right? And so that's like feminist activism at its core. It's a bunch of ladies doing a lady craft, right? And bringing awareness to a social and ecological issue. So that's kind of my thinking for some of the stuff I want to make next. As always, thanks for watching. Happy Friday, and I will see you next vid.